just discussing the facts. Too many of us dying, where the fuck I'm at? Niggas so far gone that they can't come back. Got covered buck 50s or bust from the gap. Just another body done on the map. Just another statistic, just another stat. Just another color, just another black. Just another brother understand that? Nah, not really, but it seems I'm being forced. Growing up in the G, seen it from the front porch. Hitters being scorched, peeps reaching for the torch. Next day we being caught like a child needs support. Can I get away, midway airport? Days like this, wish I was in the Air Force. How dare beat the devil, can't dare be cold. Don't need to write it down, just share me those. This ain't rap, no, this ain't rap. No, this ain't rap. Just discussing the facts. Too many of us dying, where the fuck I'm at? This ain't rap. No, this ain't rap. No, this ain't rap. Just discussing the facts. Look, check it. This ain't rap. Just kicking the actuals. Revolutionized rebel, I'm a radical. Before you, after you. BCAC attitude. Do what I wanna do after what I had to do. Cops telling me to freeze cause they ain't half as cool. Man, it's a weapon, you don't have to blast the tool. Shorties lack knowledge, they at bad schools. Ain't have a penny for they thoughts, had bad food. Saying no drugs as if it's from Baton Rouge. Yeah, I smoke good, stay out of bad moods. Hopefully the good does outweigh the bad news. Don't shoot the messenger, return the sender. God's been in you, sent you into mom's placenta. Listen to me, finna be a winner. Dictionary bars, just saying what I meant to. This ain't rap. No, this ain't rap. No, this ain't rap. Just discussing the facts. Too many of us dying, where the fuck I'm at? This ain't rap. No, this ain't rap. No, this ain't rap. Just discussing the facts. Too many of us dying, where the fuck I'm at? Yeah. This ain't rap. Voice speaks. Opinion. It's VSOP. Yeah. Still facts though.
This is it. Day one. The red letter edition. Big Luda. We can chop it up, get our profits up, get this dust. If you just rotate with me, yeah. It's not a song, I'm trying to put you on to what I'm on. Before I finish breathing, I'm moving the masses like minister speeches. Penning classics as I finish my thesis. Not a pastor or a preacher, my passion is deeper. Rapper / teacher, trying to master the teachings past the sinister streets and moving bags past the police is speeding fast in the evening. The truth is it's all about eating, but I'm feeding food for thought for those either fasting or feasting. Putting faith in my beliefs when I'm speaking. Looking straight till I'm decent, at peace with no fear, believing it's real. I tell them it's heaven, but it's hard when you talking to niggas with no ears. From clouds of chronic coughing in sessions, off walking and stressing, straight lost in the essence. I pause for a second with my thoughts and reflections. I take my losses as lessons, but it's all just a blessing, and that's the mess. We can chop it up, get our profits up, get this dust. If you just rotate with me, yeah. It's not a song, I'm trying to put you on to what I'm on. If you just rotate with me, yeah. We can chop it up, get our profits up, get this dust. If you just rotate with me, yeah. It's not a song, I'm trying to put you on to what I'm on. If you just rotate with me. In an instant, friendship seeing quick in the music business. It used to be just music, now it's just business. The relentless pursuit for loot, dividends and interest, hidden agendas, leaving you defenseless against them. Not to mention intentions to benefit from you penning authentic sentences. Shit for the spinach, niggas that did it. Listen, while you scribbling, picturing images of living on premises surrounded by fences and different women in silky linens, bending and grinning. Intended rentals, you slipping, cause these Vicks is out, tricking your chips in. The game's cutthroat, rules was laid back in the day before rappers got paid by sponsors that slung dope. And shit ain't really changed beside the amount of change the game. Famous names so these lames get front, so I change the game. See my future through the blunt smoke so high, looking at my future through the blunt smoke. We can chop it up, get our profits up, get this dust. If you just rotate with me, yeah, it's not a song I'm trying to put you on or what I'm on. If you just rotate with me, yeah, we can chop it up, get our profits up, get this dust. If you just rotate with me, yeah, it's not a song I'm trying to put you on or what I'm on. If you just rotate with me, I'm invincible, guarded by two identical, invisible guardian angels that guard every angle of my physical frame. Spiritual miniature ministers whispering, keeping me on the top of my game. Lessons to gain, pleasure and pain. Like my eyes, they reside on the left and right side of my brain. Quietly praying, navigating my aspirations, passing calculated statements while I'm grabbing my flame. Wasted in the basement, pacing, placing words on pages, blazing my merch to the face. I'm blowing life in the air. I sold my soul to the Lord for a price of a prayer. Yeah, so my nights can be clear when I sit still, writing his will in his likeness, like him, cause I'm knowing he'll save me. He told me to spit and don't let the devil take the gifts that he gave me. We can chop it up, get our profits up, get this dust. If you just rotate with me, yeah, it's not a song I'm trying to put you on or what I'm on. If you just rotate with me, yeah, we can chop it up, get our profits up, get this dust. If you just rotate with me, yeah, it's not a song I'm trying to put you on or what I'm on. If you just rotate with me. Drapers that keep liquor stores tipping, from Rothschild's 111 to Sunset on Division. Prestige, famous liquors know our names when they see us chiefin'. Wang and speakers, we came for at least a leader. Peep the procedure, we breeze in. Ante up like MOP then, grab what we need and we ain't leaving till we descend. It's yak in the air and I'm fiending for a fever. That rim thing on my pimp game, preach like deacons. I might tamper with a sample of that privilege. I had the staff grab a half a gallon handle of that vintage XO. Love you dig and we can gamble with them digits. Past the Cavassier, sipping straight till we finish with it. For sure, player, grab about 4 Vegas with bottles and black bags, rotating with no chasers. We gon' player, posted like we in the paint. Where the cups grab the ice, bless the bottle and pass the drink. Stay posted on the land, getting busted with my mans, with our cups in our hands, bless the bottle and pass the drink. Taking shot after shot in the car with a bottle out west, spinning blocks, bless the bottle and pass the drink. You can make mine a double, whether yak or the bubbly, don't matter, just keep them coming. Bless the bottle and pass the drink. It's the Chi-Town tradition. Welcome to my city, let me show you how we kick. Bless the bottle and pass the drink. What you finna do? I'm finna get loose, sip on some booze. If you with it, we can kick as soon as I slip out the booth. We can cruise through the city limits and slip through the loop. Soon as I'm finished, give me a minute, then I can slip into you. Picture the mood, let me get you in tune. It's how we do. I'm a bend, rolling that bluish, ooish, sticky, ooh. We can spin through the window and see what that Remy do. I know a spot on Madison, I got Henny for 22. Let me slip inside you while we slide like lizard shoes. Listening to the newest exclusive, include the music, get you in the mood. In the nude, after them denim blues while we drink on. In between songs like interludes, gotta thanking him a fool, cause I'm trying to see you in between sheets and covers like interviews. From the news till you reach the pinnacle, seeing sights you never knew. Tonight you ready? I'm outside ready to make that move. We stay posted on the land, getting busted with my mans, with our cups in our hands, bless the bottle and pass the drink. Taking shot after shot in the car with a bottle out west, spinning blocks, bless the bottle bottle and pass the drink. You can make mine a double, whether yak or the bubbly, don't matter, just keep them coming. Bless the bottle and pass the drink. It's the Chi-Town tradition. Welcome to my city, let me show you how we get. Bless the bottle and pass the drink. I killed a corner from a pint I had last night on the corner with bags. To them people was on me flashing they flashlights, but I was on it, I'm knowing they tryna act like they own it, cause they roam in these streets, it's just a fact.
Dissect the swisher, digest the liquor. The dialect is the elixir to the listener who listens to this one. Listen, it's the change of the guard like the Pistons. Get scum soon as the fifth dumb. Now I'm numb with this Gibsons in my system. They helpless, I can't help these guys. It's only two niggas fucking with me, myself and I. These ill hustlers envy my instinct. Instinctively I empty to nothing remains besides the remains. Father forgive me. They started so I finished, they departed dearly. I hear my name in all circles clearly. They feel me, the feelings, the flow is filthy. To the T-top, no I have no ceiling. Like the MC, I'm an MC. SS Smoke, Marshall Mac, Dizzle off a pillow in the rental with that kizzle. Ride rhythm with riddles. It's all fired up for internet comments. It's so bothersome, I wonder why some bother. Why they get more than they bargain for. My ship set sails on docks they harbor on. West side, motherfucker, where the stars is born. Where we shop till we drop without department stores. You talk then I snore like I'm sleep, cause that shit is so weak, it's a bore. The nerve when you creep, I wonder how you even had the strength to speak. Especially to me, I'm everything that you seek. I'll settle the score for those that want a medal without the medal, just from the reach of my speech. I write with a Uzi on a loose leaf, peep behind bars with a pen like two sweets. It's just the fact of life like 2T. It's just you and me like we riding a two-seat. It's Mick, I'm no mouse, no time for you goofies. R-A-W, I'm raw than sushi. Just like the pendulum, the way the mood swings. Nothing like anything you dudes ever seen. Bottles Alaskan, the brand is EXO. Dubs of the Kush bees the size of X-Rose. Pay him no mind, I tune out the echoes. Hating on the sideline, these Vinny Dale Negros. Suckers.
Shadyville DJ. In the mix, core DJs in the building.
Keep it funky, aight?
West side, Windy City in the city, empty Phillies, plenty fists to Remy, pitching pennies on tips with 20s. More than rapper music, in fact it's the truth. With avenues with cash jabbing, stacking loot, moving sacks and shoes. Where the people be creeping deep in the evening, peeking out Caprices, peeking, but I seen them before they see me leaving. Chevy Regals, Grand Marquises, vans and Jeeps, Saran sandwich bags, plastic rap grams stashed under the seats. It's getting scandalous on the land, no more hand to hand jabbing. Cancel that, they got cameras planted, scanning the streets. Abandoned buildings, not so nice looking, hypes and hookers. Pipes will cook up under lights at night, look up behind they pushes. Old ladies strolling, pushing baby strollers and old Navy overcoats. Hopeless, they facing cold cuz over the way. They holding O's or overdoses, posted on the corner for pay. Either dope, doja, yay, nigga. Chi-Town, home of the gangsters, stones and foes. Takers unknown, seas, kings, breeze, BDs and souls. Mafia's travelers from Casa to Madison, Ogden to Ashland and Jackson, and rocks, weed and lows. Since the 50s they've been in business, since they were penniless, underprivileged tenants living in tenements. In the beginning, gangs was invented to defend the innocent from oppressors that rejected the niggas blending in. Some say it's foolishness, moving with numerous platoon units, hurling two against lunatics, but we knew the live. From thugs on the street, BM guards and regions, elites, plug with gloves, me mud slugs from heaters is tough. But a fist is stronger than a finger. And all these corners and tips and strengthen these numbers, believe me. So they think you're crazy, right? Post the day and night, it's more than color signs and symbols. It's simple, this is a way of life.
Keep it funky, aight?
I'm Lillard, and I'm rocking with the Bigs.
Hey, this is Jason Kidd, and we're rocking with the Bigs.
I'm Chris Bryant from the Chicago Cubs, and I'm rocking with the Bigs.
This is Mark Cuban, Dallas Mavericks.
WIIFTBPM.
Live from What's in It for the Black Media Studio, you're listening to The Bigs with Eugene McIntosh and Terrence Tomlin.
Let's begin now.
They calling us the bigs, it's the bigs, it's the bigs, and not because our size, it's the bigs, it's the bigs. They calling us the bigs, it's the bigs, it's the bigs, and not because our size, it's the bigs, it's the bigs. They calling us the bigs, it's the bigs, it's the bigs, and not because our size, it's the bigs, it's the bigs. They calling us the bigs, it's the bigs, it's the bigs, and not because our size.
And just like that, you are back down on the soil with the Bigs, the illest independent sports media outlet in the land, coming to you straight from the West End for the Black People Media Studios. I'm your man T. Tom, coming to you as usual with my player partner Jane McIntosh. How you feeling, bro?
What then now, Fulioski?
It is all good. I'm feeling great on this hump day, ready to get over this day into the weekend. But before that, ready to give you guys your sports fix for the day, man.
Joe, it's feeling like it's about 75 outside. Woo. I know it's probably only 38 to 40, 40 at most, but
Come on. It's a heat wave according to Chicago standards.
So yesterday, Jay Hay hit me up just asking how we was doing and what was going on back at the crib, right?
Yes, sir.
So I'm like, well, I asked him first, though. I was like, man, you know, we just checking in with you, high spring training. You know, what's the word on the first week? And he was like, man, I'm so thirsty to get back to action. I'm ready to kick the season off.
Yes, sir.
But, man, what's going on at the crib? How y'all doing? I'm like, bro, it was 40 degrees today. It felt like it was 80. He sent me like 17 laughing emojis. Bro, I feel you.
What it is, yeah.
Right. And he said back at the crib, like, he's an official Chicagoan now.
I'm so glad you said that, Joe, because on his press conference today, he spent a little time talking about what he does in the offseason. Somebody was asking him, did he go back to Atlanta? He was like, no, fam. He was like, I spend my summers and my winters in Chicago. Right. I don't mind if it gets cold.
He got his big Scully to rock.
Yeah, oh, come on. He in good hands. I'm sure he don't have to worry about too much shoveling.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, Jay Hay is definitely moving up my list of favorite Chicago sports athletes because he stays down on the soil 365 days a year.
No doubt, man. But like I said, man, anytime we get a semblance of spring.
We needed it. We needed a little bit of relief.
Fam, I bust a couple moves yesterday. I don't know what I did. What did I do yesterday? I was just out. I just hit the streets. I had to go to the bank. I think I stopped by Valois.
Quick bite.
Yeah. Did a couple things just around the neighborhood, rolled through the P for a minute. And I definitely rolled around with my windows down, man, like it was an 80 piece out there, man. So you know how we do at the crib, man. Anytime we can get a glimpse of spring or summer, man, we take clear, full, 100% advantage of it, Joe.
Bro, I'm just glad I can see the sidewalk again. Like the snow is melting.
True.
Dibs is officially over.
Dibs are over.
Go ahead and put the furniture up. But, yeah, I can see the sidewalk. I can see a piece of the grass.
I can see that car across the street from me.
You know what? The church at the end of my block was shoveled. The cars that were, like, completely buried in snow, they shoveled them all out this morning, so everybody's good to move on the block now. Shout out to, I can't tell you the name of the church, but shout out to the good people down there.
Shout out to the church. Shout out to the church, man.
So, yeah, Gino, man, I'm feeling good that the weather's turning. Hopefully we kind of stay in this 35-degree, 40 range. But it's kind of, it's going to go back down at some point.
All day long.
We're going to have to pull out the heavy duty to Big Scully at least one or two more times before it's all said and done.
I got mine on deck ready to make that move whenever I need to, man. Hey, Ron Rilla, what's good, Joe?
The producer.
How y'all feeling, my boys?
Feeling good,
you
brother.
already know.
Yes, sir.
The sun is out, man.
The sun is out, brother. Like T said, I came out today. I've been rocking these foams, Joe. I use these foams. Shout out to my boy Watts who hit me with the exclusive foams. I ain't never seen these.
The first foams, I had to look. I was like, oh, okay.
The Barkley foams, man.
On.
But I use these as my boots.
Oh, yeah. When you got to get the stepping in the snow, it's a little wet outside.
Yeah, I don't really have no boots. My grandmother bought me some boots a couple years ago.
And they
I don't
stay
know
on
what
ice.
happened to them. I don't know what happened to them. I know she probably, she don't know because I hope I hope she is watching on the soil, actually.
She going to watch a rerun or something.
Yeah, I'm sure. My mother might be over there, and they might be watching together. But anyway,
True.
I don't know what happened to the boots. My ACG boots, they're not really, inches of snow equipped. So those are only for specific times in the winter. So I use these foams as my boots. And when I walked out this morning, I'm like, oh man, I may be able to just throw back, my pair of kicks on now that the snow is melting a little bit. So good to see the streets.
Oh yeah.
Good to see the sidewalk.
I feel like the weather, is so important to us. The cold weather kind of brings us down a notch. We got to try a little harder to get into our element, man. But when the sun is shining, I get out, I'm cruising a little easier. I'm definitely looking forward to the rest of the day. Feeling like we're going to have a good show today. So definitely shout out to Mother Nature, kind of taking it easy on us for the first time in a minute.
Man, I appreciate you, Mother Nature, more than you could ever even fathom.
Yes, sir.
And then yesterday, I look out the window, it's still light. It was like 5:25, and it was still light outside.
Another sign that it's
we turning the corner.
Spring around it. Come on, let's go.
I told you, bro.
April 1st.
April 1st, bro. I don't care what the temperature is. That's the start of spring, the first day of Major League Baseball.
I'm starting to feel you. I need to hear the sound of the crack of the bat.
Yeah, the smell. Are we going to be smelling the brats this year?
I didn't smell it. Well, the White Sox press box did still have
them nasty
fetus dogs.
The fetus dogs.
Yeah, they did do the hot dog action every single day. But no, definitely. I'm wondering if it's going to be fans at some point during this baseball
they
season.
have to start allowing fans back in the building. You saw yesterday the Nets started with like 300 or 400. Really? Yeah, the Nets had like 300 or 400 people. A couple other stadiums had, fans in attendance. So they started small. But come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I saw the numbers of the White Sox spring training ticket sales, and I think most of their games are sold out, bro. Like, It's about to be busting. They got a game today.
Wow,
already.
In
the squad. But, yeah, fans are trying to get busy and get out into some of these sporting events for sure. I'm wondering if what are we calling Lori Lightfoot these days? I'd cover your ears, boss man. Are we calling? Is it Lori Mo? Is it
She's still Lori Mo in my book.
Do we have to get penalize her? Was good.
What? So I saw.
Is she just the government from now on? Is it just Lori?
Lightfoot.
Okay.
Oh man,
I kind of like that stamp, but we'll see what she says. About fans.
I saw her trending today. What did she do? Was Lori back? Is Lori back in the news?
Probably some foolery.
Some tomfoolery.
I think it was an update on excuse me if I say her name wrong. Jeanette Young.
And Jeanette Young.
And Jeanette Young.
Okay.
There's some stuff going on in Congress. They're trying to pass some legislation about no-knock warrants and stuff, and I think she kind of got pulled into that conversation.
Oh, she should.
Yeah, come on.
We bringing you up on charges, man.
Period.
Like we can't just go. Like May said in the little promo, man. We can't go. Like, you need to be held accountable. The people voted for you, and the people haven't been happy with your first. How many? Has it been
2 or 3 years?
Has it been that long?
Time flies. I think it's closer to 3.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
I actually saw something funny. It was an old Yelp review, and if anybody knows if it was 100% legit, let me know. All I know is it made me laugh. It was an old Yelp review that Lori Lightfoot put up on a limousine service from a couple of years ago. I don't know what the event was, but I think she was going to something at the United Center and had something at the crib before it, and the limousine came to pick them up and take them. The review she left was like, the limousine driver came early and then wanted to use the bathroom and then left the toilet seat up. And then when we got in the limousine, he was sexist because he wouldn't let me tell him the real directions to the spot. And all this stuff. She left one of those classic, like, I hate you Yelp reviews on this limousine driver, right? But that's not it.
Okay.
So the limousine service responded to her review and was like, you know what? We got videos on all our limousines, and we can see that this dude didn't even get out the car. He definitely didn't come into your crib. What we did see was that you were having a party with a bunch of people there, and we're almost certain that the act, what you accuse our driver of, somebody who was there probably did it. We sent you our best driver, and instead of him being sexist to you, it sounds like you were being sexist to him and wanted to emasculate this man and not let him do his job. I mean, I was like, Jesus, she was this way long before she became mayor of Chicago. I wish we would have known.
Sounds pretty accurate to me.
Yeah,
bro.
thank you, yo, for putting that out there. But yeah, Lori, come on, bro. But yeah, we'll see if she greenlights fans at stadium. She didn't do it for the Bears, and I know Bears fans were thirsty.
Yeah, and that was cool because the COVID numbers were still flourishing. Now this is the lowest it's been since we got the news back in March. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And it's, something weird. It's just, I always got my third eye open, man. So it's just something weird about this. Because, I mean, yeah, people got the vaccines and they out here. But come on, man. The vaccine ain't that readily available for everybody.
And I feel like that's the case. And I still feel like, a lot of people, and maybe I should maybe not a lot of people, a good portion of people who can get access to it are deciding not to get it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Now the numbers are just...
Which we could have, predicted.
All day.
That would have been the case, man. The trust between black people and the government, come on. Is it this much or smaller? Like, what's the over-under on this?
My homie, she hit me up. Shout out to Steph Lover. She hit me up, and she was like, we was just talking, chopping it up. And she said that she was getting her second shot, this week or next week or something. And I'm like, oh, cool. She was like, have you gotten it yet? And I'm like, no. But I don't think I still think over here it's still for the first responders and for the our elders, 65 and older. And she was like, well, when it is available, don't be all scared. Everything ain't a conspiracy. Us that have gotten, people that have gotten the shot already, and we haven't grown a third nipple. And I'm like, yeah, I hear you. But I hear you.
I feel like the vaccine conversation has kind of gone into the category of like religion and who you vote for in classic terms of like stuff I don't even want to talk about.
There you
publicly.
go.
Because of course I feel like I understand both sides. You know what I mean? And me personally, how I feel about the vaccine, I just don't like shots. You know what I mean?
Period.
So I'm veering away from any kind of needle that's not like tatting me up. I can tolerate that. But other than that, man, I'm not. At the same time, I feel like, is it our business? Like, I feel like a lot of time we spend too much time
worrying about other
stuff that's not really our business.
I agree with you 100%. That's why I was telling Steph, I'm like, man, congratulations, great for you. I'm happy for you. Just be happy for me and pray for me. And we always talking, man. I'm a spiritual person, man. So just keep that out of my spirits, and we gonna be all good. I'm gonna continue to do me. I social distance from people anyway. I don't really be around like that. Those days of my life are over, man. I'm trying to, look further down the line.
Could you see yourself in like a big fan setting? Could you see yourself in one of those big events with like thousands of people? Could you do that?
Hey man, time will tell. You know what I'm saying? I just think we have to slowly but surely inch our way back to some type of normalcy, man. Like, people are going crazy. I think people, we talked about it, man. People being able to sit around, think a lot. A lot of people, when they get into their head and start thinking too much, it might not be a good thing.
You can be your own worst enemy.
Period.
For sure.
So, different strokes for different strokes. For me, hey man, I'm ready. I'm ready to, continue to grow, continue to get back to what we used to be. And as far as like something like maybe Lollapalooza or something, like that really wasn't my thing.
That was
no way.
Always too much.
Yeah, that was too much regardless.
The aerial views of the amount of people.
No way.
I always was like, I'm glad I didn't go to that.
But I mean, even stuff like the Hyde Park Brew Fest or the Silver Room Picnic and stuff like that.
I miss those, bro.
Yeah, man. It's like, come on, man. We got to get back to that somehow.
Yeah, man. That was a sense of community, man. You got to get out around your people. That's what I miss most, and what I'm hoping we get back from. Well, we get back with, the summertime at the crib this year. honestly, and when it comes to sports, I honestly do, and I didn't feel this way at the beginning of the pandemic, but I do feel like you lose something with fans not being at the stadium.
You know how I feel about the stadium, especially with the NBA. Huff. Baseball was huff too, but it's still, there was that outside element, you know,
see, it was totally huff because I saw a perfect game or no hit.
Yeah, and without the fans, it doesn't do it any justice.
It was dope. Don't get me wrong, but it did not. It would have been crazy on 35th and Shields. Come on.
Hey, man, with that being said, bro, let's take our first break, man. When we come back on the other side, it's only right that we kick off the sports conversation with our boy.
Yes.
First time All-Star.
Yes.
Bringing some light back to the crib, man. Maybe this is it, man. Maybe this could be the start of something good for the shot. This is what I
feel you.
We'll get to it on the other side, man.
Yes, sir.
Ron Rilla, take us out. We'll be back. You're on the soil with the Bigs.
WIFTBPM.
This is Tori Muhammad, and we want you to tune in to the Tori Muhammad Show that airs here on What's In It for the Black People Media every Monday and Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. We talk and celebrate Black-owned businesses, Black entrepreneurs, and we talk to some of the best people in the food industry here in Chicago, Black chefs, Black restaurateurs. So make sure that you tune in to us every Monday and Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the green side of things. It's your man, Sadiq.
And Cassiopeia.
And we need you to like,
comment,
and share
that thing
every Tuesday and Thursday from 1
to 3 p.m. on
What's In It for the Black People Media.
Introducing your trusted source for high-quality Black emojis, better known as Blackmoji. We believe Black is beautiful, and that beauty should be reflected in the digital market. Now there is an app that does just that, starting with Black Greek letter organizations. Blackmoji D9 offers more than an emoji app. It is a cultural experience of Black excellence. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to access a specially curated catalog of emojis representing the Divine Nine. Use the emojis to celebrate Black Greek events, acknowledge current events, support social causes, and learn about esteemed Black Greek members who blaze the trail of Black history. A portion of every subscription goes toward a scholarship fund specifically for members of Black Greek letter organizations to help keep the legacy alive. Download the Blackmoji app today.
Yes, sir, this goes out to you. Y'all niggas ain't know nothing. Tougher than that stuff you stuff until you blunt, then front like you on something. Gone young and this is grown man flow. Bust it like chrome thumpers that crush your bones, and it dust got me, I'm on something. Between the nonsense and gossiping, all y'all gon' honor me and stare in astonishment. Cause the only consequence is unconsciousness. Competition is none. I am it, the one like point guards calling plays. Put your ones up while you're wondering what's under my sleeve. Now see, the only thing you need to know about me is that he is in the dough like house keys. I silence all the liars with the lies they spit. I had to remind these kids what time it is. These lines I'm rhyming is like nines with little red lines lined up like rhyming when you're lying in. Budget, the label, the records, the spins, the DJs, the meetings, the greed, the ends, the life, the love, the price to win. Cause these motherfuckers wanna keep me down. Yeah, it's no mistaking, you phony face it. You bogus, hating, overrated, knowing my name all over the place, lame. So you try to chase my whole fame away. I changed the game, I don't play with jokers, this my poker face, okay? Niggas talk how tough they is, not knowing who they fucking with. Till I muscle in and show these chumps what hustling is. It's just the beginning, I must admit. I don't spit the same huff, these knuckleheads be mumbling, but instead I'm pumping substances. Let me plug you in, this is day one, this is where your functions in. Some of my bitches tryna pull a stunt like this. Yo punk, I'm the business low key in the cut with my cup holding my nuts like shit. What am? What's the business? Get your weight up, Vic. Before I bitch press the index, I shake up with the budget, the label, the records, the spins, the DJs, the meetings, the greed, the ends, the life, the love, the price to win. Cause these motherfuckers wanna keep me down. Yeah, look, I face the odds by by the grace of God, starving days apart just to make my mark in this game full of lame snakes, facing sharks, and these hate marks that break on the day I fall. Nah, I toast to y'all while I drink this dark and flame this jar that keeps me sane and takes away my scars. I'm what the game's been missing, a needed change while they seek fame with fiction. McAngelo, paint pictures, yes sir, now you reach the ceiling. Angelic with the flow like I was christened by Christ himself. Truth be told, all y'all foolios in the studio like your music cold, you must be tooting blows. I be laughing, passing grass, asking who it's on, cause I'm super blowed off that fruity dro. My mind's a mess, so if they ask how I OD, I was high off a line of that SC. Budget, the label, the records, the spins, the DJs, the meetings, the greed, the ends, the life, the love, the price to win, cause these motherfuckers wanna keep me down. Who it's on, cause I'm super blowed off that fruity dro. My mind's a mess, so if they ask how I OD, I was high off a line of
Hear me?
What's going on? You all set to do this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Zach, real quick, we've got folks from Seattle on here too, so we're going to start off with one from Seattle. It's Michael Dennis from one of the NBC affiliates out there, so just 1 second here. Michael, go ahead.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah, this is.
Hey man, who put my parents on here, man?
What's up, man? Michael Dennis.
Look.
Michael Dennis from CBS Sports. Huh?
You guys cannot cuss on here, okay? All right.
Congratulations, honey.
Hey, let's get ready to go to Atlanta now. Let's get ready to go to Atlanta.
They got any casinos?
I don't know if they got any casinos, man, but they don't have a show out there. I know that. You know I'm gonna put a show out there. Let me ask you guys a question, man. Let's switch it up. As far as we've came, through the ups and downs of, childhood, everything, what was the best part of growing up and working out and things like that with me?
It was just the everyday grind, just, getting up and, repeating the same thing every day, man. It was fun, trying to develop you as a young kid and just seeing stuff through, You was a good kid, you gave me a little trouble, but not too much. Listening all the time, but you were pretty good until you hooked up with Perry on. So.
Getting off work and meeting up at the parks, all the different parks that you guys would go to practice.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time coming.
It has. I'm so proud of you.
You guys know I love you. I love y'all more than everything, man. So thank you. I appreciate everything. We're gonna keep going too.
The next one here is from Christina Lewis.
I appreciate that, man. That was fun.
If that was fun, I hope this is fun too.
Oh, what the hell? What's going on in this?
Hey.
What up, Mom?
It's not every day hometown heroes go to the big city and become all-stars, man. So, I had to come say something to you. Watching you ever since you was in high school to this point.
You've always been like a big brother to me, bro. Being able to pick your brain and come out and work out with you and just see the things that you went through and then playing with you in the NBA as well.
I'm so proud of you, bro. Like watching, how you were raised and how you carry yourself off the court and seeing how you're impacting this generation. It's like an honor and a pleasure. It literally could not have happened to a better person. So just know that you got all the Washington behind you. And you know what? I'm sure there's some people here from, back home that want to say hello to you. So
come on, man. Who else is on this thing?
Hey.
Oh gosh. So what kind of meeting is this and interview is this, man? I'm expecting a different type of interview. What up, Nemo? Hunter's downstairs. Hey, this is incredible, man. Is that Mike Washington?
Don't forget me. Don't forget me.
Yep. Come on, man. Y'all gotta get these dudes off the Thad's on here too. What up, dog? Hey, man, y'all got me sweating on here, man.
Congratulations, man.
I appreciate you, dog. You know everything you mean to me, man. You also been like a big brother to me, dog. I appreciate it.
Hey, man, you already know. I told you. I said, man, when I signed here, look, man, there's two things we got to do. Make it to the playoffs and get you being all-star. We halfway through.
We halfway there. They got Sook on here, too?
2 a.m. over here, though, so this has to be important for me to stay my butt up.
I got my little sister on here. Cam, what you doing? I hope you're not driving while you're doing this, too. What you doing?
Oh, I'm in front of Ezel's. I was eating Ezel's chicken.
Yeah, of course you were. Appreciate y'all being on here, man. This is, obviously everything that we've gone through and how much, everybody, how much of a family guy I am. So, I'm not doing stop, and I'm going to continue to try to make you guys proud, man. I appreciate you always helping me.
We're all so proud of you, Zach. You deserve this, man. You earned this. Your hard work.
I appreciate it, man.
I think everybody on this call can say, man, we all look up to you too. So, you continue being the leader you are, the good person you are, man. You're making an impact not just on us and in the NBA, but all over the world, bro. You're a leader, and you're the type of leader, man, that little kids should be proud to look up to.
Appreciate it, dog. Yeah, I'm not doing stop, man. It's a long time coming. There's a lot more accolades to come, man. Just hard work.
Man, bro.
Oh, Zach, brother.
It's kind of crazy that what I'm about to say. That is one of the rawest things I've seen the Bulls do in a long time.
It is, but by far.
Yeah, man. Like, that was exactly how they should have rolled out the red carpet for the man Zach LaVine. His first All-Star appearance in his career, the first Bulls All-Star since Jimmy Butler in 2017. And I honestly think that this is going to be one of those things that we look back on and can say this catapulted him onto another level.
It can, and I agree 100%. But what I think is watching that and then being on. Were you on the call? I didn't get.
I wasn't on the call yesterday.
All right, I represented for us then. I didn't get it. I usually go through the whole Zoom and look to see who was on there. I saw Jay Goff on there, so that was cool to see him on there.
Sir.
But seeing that, being on that call with Zach, so I really think, because even us, we take being an all-star for granted. Like when players get named to the all-star game, it's like, man, this is 7th trip. This is LeBron. This is 17th year. Man. All these guys, these are like numerous all-star appearances for these guys. But when you think about a guy like Zach or any of these guys whose first time it is, but specifically Zach, because we've covered Zach since he came to Chicago as a young kid.
Yep.
And, I don't think people realize the magnitude of being named an NBA All-Star outside of, because really people only get to see the 2.5 hours that they're being entertained on the TV. They never get to see the number of hours and the number of days. And just like you said, you saw his mother and father when he said, let's turn this around. Let me ask y'all.
Man, that was so good.
And, mom was like, man, getting off of work and coming to all these different parks and gyms. And his dad, Zach always talks about his dad. He like, man, it's only one dude I'm afraid of, and this my pops. And they was like, still, and he like, yeah.
I totally didn't think that. That was the first time I got to see his parents. I like Zach a lot more after seeing that foundation, that relationship he has. His father was like, "He got any casinos down in the A, bruh? I'm trying to do my thing." So yeah, man, Zach, you get to see why he does it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, that's what is pushing you, man. Right. Yes, sir. So shout out to Zach. I feel like, to your point, this is an opportunity for fans to get kind of closer to Zach and strengthen the relationship. The man is turning into a Chicago Bull. You feel me? Like, he's turning into one of the cats that you want to see succeed here. You know what I mean? So I'm totally excited. And then the whole other thing is, Zach is gonna go crazy.
You heard him
in the All-Star game.
Said, hey man, let's get to Atlanta. He was like, I don't know about a casino, but it's gonna be a show because I'm going down there to put on a show.
This man is just a couple years removed from an ACL injury that could have threw a monkey wrench and stuff.
You never know.
Man, he deserves this recognition. I'm glad that he finally gets to check this off his list of things to do. and move on to the next task at hand, which is to turn this basketball team into, a contender, elevate them. So, and I think it can do that. And I feel like this is going to give the front office, a little bit more motivation to add to this team. I think, and I want to know what you feel about this. I think it's safe to say that trading Zach is off the table.
Yeah.
It's about adding to what you have with Zach. Do you want to bring somebody in with him now? Is that more of the plan, you think?
Yes, I think that is the plan. But the thing is, you have to have another max player. Like, Zach can't do this on his own. Zach has shown that he's a max player in this day and age of max players.
Wow, yeah.
Zach has shown that he's a max player. He said, man, I always felt like it wasn't 12 players better in this conference than I am. And what other way, how else should you think? Whether you say it or not, you have to have that on your heart.
Love it.
And I think that he's exactly right. But I also feel like you have to bring in another max player with Zach. So I believe, like the guy people are saying in the chat, Chris is saying it's a new day in Bulls basketball, and I agree. This is something that can because if you think about it, okay, we've been trashed for a long time, even through those D Rose years, them couple of years.
It's been bad.
And the year Nate Robinson beat the Brooklyn Nets in that first round.
Those were tolerable, but it definitely only went down after that.
It was
never better than that.
At all. And that year, they super overachieved.
Oh, yeah.
There was that one year with Rose where we felt like we had a run, but LeBron and them wasn't having it. Pooh had a couple years where he was top level. But other than that, since the Jordan.
Well, what about 2000, was it 12 or 13? The last time the Bulls played LeBron
and when he knocked us out in the corner.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about. Those couple years, along with that Nate Robinson year. Those were the years. Mm-hmm. But other than that, since the Jordan years, we've been trash. So, but regardless of how we look at it, this is the Chicago Bulls, bro. Like,
worldwide.
Period.
Come on, this is global.
We've asked several opponents that come to the gym. We always ask them, how does it feel to be in the building that Mike built? Especially Melo. I mean, Melo is a Jordan guy, but you heard Melo was like, man, it's crazy, but I can feel
that's the
I
draw.
can feel the energy in here.
Yeah. I was watching I forgot, it was one of the last Bulls opponents, and I tell you, I watched the opponents broadcast like all the time. They would not stop talking about how crazy it was for them to be in a house that Michael Jordan built, and to look up and see those banners and the memories. It still has that luster, bro. Like, it's still a palace when it comes to stadiums in the NBA.
No doubt, and I think that's the reason. Like, regardless of how trash it's been over the last 20-plus years.
You got to honor it.
Honor it.
And honestly, I feel like that is what I like most about what the Bulls, have been on this season. I just feel like they hold it down and represent more. Like, they put on harder for that Bulls, name.
And
like,
I mean,
they recognize the fact of, maybe it was the last dance, but they recognize what the standard is, or they're starting to.
I agree, but it's obvious there's a huge difference between Billy D and Jimmy B.
Woo!
And this is really the same team, bro. Like,
it is the same.
It's the same team, minus Shaq Harrison and whoever else, and then you add who's the new Garrett Temple. Garrett Temple,
but you still had that.
The same guys.
Still Kobe
White, Thad, Zach, Laurie, Wendell, Denzel.
Yeah, Denzel. Oh,
the same guys. It's still the same core. So it goes. Got to give a lot of credit to Billy D, but also the guys, man, for recognizing what you said.
Yes,
this is Chicago, man. There's a certain standard that you obviously is not gonna. You will probably never get. No problem. There'll never be another Jordan era.
Oh no.
There'll never be another 6 rings in 8 years.
If we get to see something else like that, we're very, very fortunate.
Just 6 rings in 8 years in the way Michael Jordan. We're never gonna see that again. But I feel like what you said is key. They recognize that this is the Chicago Bulls, and this is what Zach said yesterday. He's like, man, once I came here, I realized that this is the spot. It's like, what other NBA franchise has the mystique of obviously the LA Lakers and the Boston Celtics, but they're of the 60s and the 70s.
Oh,
You know, we're talking more recent.
90s.
Jordan era.
Rose era.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? Yeah, like, honestly, that is so good. It's refreshing to hear, bruh. You know what I mean? I feel like for too long, as a Bulls fan, I felt like the success from the past has been like a thorn in the side. It's like, no, let it fuel you. Yes, this is what you're up against, fam. What you got?
Right.
You know what I mean? And honestly, that's, you know what I mean? The Lakers, you know what I mean? That's why I got a little bit more respect for LeBron. He took on that Lakers challenge. It was like, I want
what you got to live up to.
I need
a
one
standard.
purple and gold.
Right.
He had to.
Right.
So I feel like it's very similar with the Chicago Bulls, G. And Zach is right. He's completely on point to feel like what if you had to be the face of a team and you
other franchise would you
give me
want to
that
lead?
red and black? Come on, Joe.
And then they asked him about, it was funny because he said, they're probably not any records that you're gonna break as a Chicago Bull individually.
Oh no.
You know what I'm
can
saying?
Be second place.
Yeah, but with the history, and then you saw the poster in his room, and I want to play because this is something else that I wanted to play. So we were on that call last night, and I told Zach that he mentioned his trainer. They asked him, I don't know if it was Sam Smith, I'm not exactly sure who it was, that asked him, who are some of the people who you give the credit to for helping you, early on with your success and getting you where you are today. And he mentioned a bunch of people, his high school coach and his dad and all these different people who were instrumental in his growth and development. But, he also talks about, his trainer, Drew Hanlon. And, we talk about Drew all the time, got a chance to chop it up with Drew on Twitter. He always get back to you. We talked to Bradley Beal about Drew.
Oh, yeah.
We actually had a chance to work out with Drew when he was here for the Nike
got
thing.
The whole rundown.
Got the whole program. So
Yes,
I told Zach, I actually had a chance to work out with Drew. And, some of those drills were so tough that I've got, and I'm still a little bit, I still got a little something left, but just going through those drills, bro.
Gino, I was wondering, where's the drill that we do before that drill? What's the drill that I got to do before I learn how to do the stuff that Drew was telling? It's like, okay.
Fam, I told Zach, I've got uber respect for those guys for the work that we don't see, that we know. That a lot of people don't know what it takes to make it to that level. So when you see the workouts and the things that these guys do in the off season, it's crazy. So I told Zach, we actually had a chance to work out with Drew, and some of those drills were tough. But I asked him also, what kind of relationship they'd have, because we talked to Brad, and Drew was like, man, with Brad, we set certain goals coming into the year, and one of them was for him. He averaged 30 last year, so we were like, okay, let's see if you can get it up a couple points, but let's see if you can shoot a higher percentage from the field. And now Brad is averaging like 33 a game. He was shooting like 45% last year. He's shooting 48% this year.
Man.
And so it worked. So I asked Zach the same thing, like, what type of relationship do you have with Drew? And, did you guys set any specific goals coming into the 2021 season? And this is what he had to say.
Yeah, no, Drew's my guy, man. I've been working out with him since my early days of pre-draft, and stuck with him since then. Talked to him throughout the year. He sends me clips and things like that. And, I call him. In the off season we work out together. Pick apart a little piece of your game. But goal setting, goal setting is big for me. I don't know if me and Drew talked a lot about it. Obviously Drew thought I was an all-star. I was playing at all-star level last year. Just wanted to solidify that. But, he said, hey, man, you just got to go out there and build on what you did last year. And I think I did that.
Now, spoken like an athlete that's getting it, that understands what it takes to get better, man. I feel like it couldn't happen to a better player like you say often, man. Zach is one of those dudes that doesn't just walk past you. He's going to acknowledge you, give you the nod, whatever, and you respect that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, man, I'm excited for the rest of the season, man. Gene, I know you've seen the Eastern Conference standings. They hold that 8th spot down, and rightfully so. You're not going off of the under 500 in the playoffs act, but these guys are trending up. I wouldn't be surprised if they get in with a 500 or better record.
And with a win tonight over the Minnesota Timberwolves.
The worst team in the league.
And these are the stepping stones for the Bulls. You gotta take baby steps. So I think this year the first step was not being the laughing stock of the league anymore.
That was essential. They had to address that before even games got played. Like that, they had to get rid of Gar Forman.
Right.
Move John Paxson around. Whatever that had to be done. That was the first thing that had to be done.
And I think, after those first 2 games, we were there. We saw them get blasted by the Atlanta Hawks. We saw them lose to the Golden State Warriors.
Where is this going?
But I think that was just a trial run. I think
100%.
that was Billy Donovan basically saying, you know what, guys, this is what I think. I'm going to give you guys the leeway. We all new to each other. we just going to throw this out there. This is what I think you guys can do. Let's see what it looks like this is a trial run. Let's see what it is. First 3-4 games, Billy got to see, his philosophy.
How bad they actually were.
Yeah, with the things that he thought, let's just throw it out there.
Mm-hmm.
Now he brought him back in, and he's like, you know what? I watched the first 3 or 4 games individually. This is what I think everybody will excel at to help the team overall further down the line when the games begin to ramp up and when it counts. And I think that's what we're seeing now when you see a guy like Kobe White, who we're tough on because we know, Kobe is one of those guys. Kobe can score. He can put the ball in the bucket. I think Billy was just giving them, a chance. Let's put him at the 1. Let's see his point guard abilities. Let's see his playmaking abilities. Now he knows for sure that Kobe is at his best when he takes his mind off of that and just goes out and plays the game. Players make plays. Mm-hmm. He's only a second-year player. He's going to make mistakes, but he's trending upwards now. I feel like Kobe, nobody shoots 1,000% from the field.
Oh, no.
You know what I'm saying? So even with guys like Wendell, who ever since he's come back, and I'm not really that high on Wendell, but I can't trip. He's been pretty good since he returned from injury.
His interviews are interesting. Real quick, did you catch?
I didn't.
His post-game interview. I think Stacey King asked him about being aggressive, and this is what he said. He said, "Ever since I've been playing basketball, even back to when I was a kid, I've had trouble recognizing how talented I really am, which has affected how aggressive I am." And he say what he's learning is where his skill set really is and learning how to trust himself. And I thought that was an interesting answer. It goes right in line with the Joel Embiid answer that he gave his rookie year media day. But he totally – how old is he? I know he's one of the youngest players.
Yeah, Wendell would be a senior at Duke right now.
Even though I feel like that's still a pretty wild thing to hear from a professional athlete, I feel like the fact that he's able to say that is a nod to his coach. I feel like his coach
100%.
may have said that to him, and he's like, okay, you got to deal with what the truth really is, bro.
And that back to what I said a few seconds ago, Billy just letting them ride. You want to shoot the 3? Go ahead.
Go ahead, wet your beak a little bit, bro. I can't stop you.
Start off 1 for 14.
Now I'm just looking at you
let's reel it back in. Wendell. That's not really your strength. If you can
now we see this isn't really your strength.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Now if you have the ability to shoot it, obviously. I feel like most NBA players can shoot the 3. They're NBA players. You shoot they've shot the ball all their lives. I'm pretty sure Wendell could go around the horn and make 25 straight
That's
in
one
practice.
of the coolest things about being behind the scenes. But Felicio would go around the world 3-4 times.
Felicio would go serve. Yeah. If Felicio showed up to your local gym, he looked like Michael Jordan.
Okay, yes.
So, but yeah, I you got to give a nod to Billy Donovan. It's clear and evident and obvious that he's made the biggest difference, along with the guys just stepping their game up.
You know who else I want to give a little bit of credit to? And this is funny. Michael Reinsdorf.
Uh-oh.
I feel like he had his third eye open during All-Star weekend. and he like, look, it used to be like this in here all the time. It ain't been like this, it ain't been this extravagant in a long time. Maybe I need to change some things. And then the documentary came. It's like, I got to push the button on these losers that I got running the team right now. Let me bring in some proven guys and get this going in the right direction. Thank you, Michael, who I feel like may have the keys to the basketball side of the Reinsdorf operation. And honestly, if this is what the deal is, hey, I feel like it's okay. It's officially okay. I'm giving y'all the okay to be excited about the Bulls again. We don't have to talk about it and be like, let's not even talk about this no more.
Hey, man, on that note, let's take our 2 o'clock break.
We talked it down about the Bulls. Salute to us.
We still got a little more to talk about, man. Zach was one of the all-star reserves named yesterday. There's a lot of other reserves we got to get to. Feel like there were a couple snubs. Every year, as always, people feel like there were a couple snubs. Let's talk about it, man.
Let's do it.
We come back on the other side. We'll get back into it, man. You're on the soil with the bigs.
WIFTPM.
Parenting in a Pandemic, powered by the Chicagoland Mom Squad, hosted by me, Tennille Jackson. Today's guest will be Beulah McLeod. We know her and love her first and foremost here at What's in It for the Black People Media. We also know her and love her in the Chicagoland Mom Squad. Her life's work has been about leveling the playing field so that no matter what a child's zip code or economic status might be, he or she would have access to high quality education. What principles and values have been the most important for you when it comes to raising your daughter?
First of all, consistency, discipline, boundaries, with a lot of love, right? So from the time Asia was young, like she had a bedtime.
Say that again out loud for the people in the back.
She had a bedtime. And no matter, it's interesting because my ex-husband and I have been divorced for like over a decade now, but we tried as much as possible to kind of mirror each other in terms of routines and habits, right? Okay. So if she had a bedtime at my house, she had a bedtime at his house. We tried to do that in tandem. Exposure is key, so exposing her to as many things as possible, as many opportunities as possible, allowing her to explore as many of her interests as she wanted to, and I think that's paid off because she's a creative child who now, and you know that she started her own business during the pandemic and just found really creative ways to keep growing. So I think it's important that if children have interests, that you allow them to explore them because you never know where they're going to end up or what they'll land on. And she laughs to this day and is like, Mommy, thank you so much for just letting me try different things.
My brothers and sisters. My brothers and sisters. Yeah, no bullshit at the pulpit with questions for the reverend, like why I gotta die to go to heaven, or are these lies and deception a sign of what's next, to deny my progression to my soul through my spirit from my mind and my flesh. You be hard pressed to alter my perspective, it's reflective of my perception. All the lives and the tribes that's affected, dying quick, effects from environments neglected, disconnected, disrespected. This the same section we never invest in. Our own sales from our own shells, become owners on our own, they get on with our own help. Yeah, creators of our own world, communicate, we accumulated our own wealth. Created in this image, so when I say it, I meant it. Do the science for yourself. My brothers and sisters, we ain't niggas and bitches. My brothers and sisters, we ain't niggas and bitches. Can you dig that though? And I put this on my mama, Black Madonna, Mother Earth, Mother Africa. I'm honored to be a part of where it started, selling Starburn through the stardust on my starship. My heartbeat is godly. I'm the light harnessed from the darkest part of darkness. Such a God son and treat your daughter like a goddess. I teach my daughter, treat your son like a god king. I can never deny my fate. My melanated skin tells my story every day. Fortunately, my fortune awaits. Majority of the world, minority in the States. Yeah, we blossom from the concrete. The world copies what they see, then mocks my mystique. The possibilities impossible to see. The ways of Western man can't match the prophets of the East. My brothers and sisters, we ain't niggas and bitches. My brothers and sisters, we ain't niggas and bitches. Young brother, young king, you're a genius. Young sister, young queen, supreme beings. All you have to do is believe it. All you gotta do is believe.
We are back on the soil. You are kicking it with the bigs. And we're live from the West Center for the Black People Media Studios, man. Shout out to the family and everybody tuned in. Gino, lay down the law of the land for the people, please.
Man, Joe, when you are rocking on the soil with the brothers, whatever show you rocking with on the What's in It for the Black People Media Network, whether it's the Maze Jackson Show, B.O.D. The Book of Dawn, Milwaukee's World, the greener side of things, Week Ho Wednesdays, I said what I said. I always hate because I forget Tennille's show. What's Tennille? She got two of them. Parenting in the Pandemic. Minding our own black business. That's the one. Shout out to Tennille, man. She been holding it down. But whatever show you rocking with on the What's in It for the Black People Media Network, especially on the soil, though, we need y'all to smash that like button, smash that share button, hit the comment section like you guys always do. Continue to join the conversation. Help us push our content and push the culture forward. It's all about owning the black voice, and that's what we are over here doing at the What's in It for the Black People Media Network. We appreciate all the family members checking in with us on YouTube, Facebook, Periscope, the Gram, LinkedIn, Twitch, whatever your social media vice is, man, and you know, taking the time out of your day to rock with the brothers, whether you at work on lunch, whether you at work putting in some work at your desk, tired of hearing your boss's mouth. You tapped in with the brothers, man. We more than appreciate you.
Look, man, tell your boss, ask him one question, man. What's in it for the black people? And then turn on the show, man. Definitely looking forward to the guys coming up next. I saw them active in the community, sending goods and
gods, man.
Yes, man, to Texas for everybody that's going through hardship over there right now, man. But I feel like that's what you should expect from the members of the West End for the Black People family. I'm proud of our brothers, but not surprised, man. Shout out to them.
Hey, you know who's back? Sissy's Taco Pop-Up Bar.
Oh, yeah. You know I'm going to the 9, bro. Come on.
Hey, man, I say I'm going to the 9, but you know what? I'm going to the 9 tomorrow. Tomorrow is when I make my run down the Grove.
Yes.
You know, I go to the health food store, go pick up my goods, go to Trader Joe's, do my Thursday thing. So I'm going to ride down on Sissy's tomorrow, pop up on them, let them know On the Soil is in the building. What's in it for the Black People Media is in the building.
Yes.
And I'm going to go cop, man. But they're back with more hours and more days. Check them out at the new pop-up location at the Woodlawn, located 1200 East 79th Street. Sissy's Taco Bar offers authentic street tacos infused with international soul. Now, every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at the Woodlawn from noon to 7 p.m., new vegan tacos have been added to the menu, too. I know Brother Sadiq, I know that's right up his alley, man. Y'all touch down with Sadiq and Cassie on the greener side of things at this time on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But visit Sissy's Taco Bar, sissystacobar.com for more info, man. Go touch down on the 9 with the people, man.
Absolutely. Definitely check them out. Shout out to the family. Sissy's Taco Bar is family, man. I feel like they've been around since we've been here, so I definitely love hearing their name being
a couple turkey joints yesterday. She official.
Oh, yeah. More. Go ahead and y'all get over there and support the people that's holding us down here, man. These are our family members, man. I feel like when you team up with West Center for the Black People, you see that these are the businesses that are for the people, and we got to show that love back to them. So definitely go out and head there.
All day long, bro.
Gino. Zach is an all-star. I've seen a couple of people saying that he's not as deserving, though. Trae Young didn't make the team, and he was a starter last year.
That's wild.
Yeah.
But the Hawks suck.
So, for real quick, can you go over the rest of the all-star teams, and we'll see. Let's work down and see if anybody stands out just off a name of being one of those guys that maybe took somebody's spot that was more deserving.
The East reserves are Jaylen Brown from the Boston Celtics, James Harden from the Nets, Zach LaVine from the Bulls, Julius Randle from the Knicks, Ben Simmons from the Sixers, Jason Tatum from the Celtics, and Nikola Vucevic from the Orlando Magic.
Okay, so there's no Trae Young, no
Trae
Sabonis.
Young, no Sabonis.
Who else? Any other names from the East kind of stand out?
I feel like Tobias Harris had a legit shot.
Tobias Harris has been good. What about Joe Harris?
They got too many people, and they got too many killers over there. They got 3 already: KD, Kyrie, and James Harden.
Exactly. Those are the superstars.
Yeah.
What do you think about both of the Celtics cats being in there, man? Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
Numbers wise, they're having great years, but I feel like the Boston Celtics should definitely be in a higher position in the East than they are. Actually, let me look at the NBA standings right now, because to a certain extent, man, I understand, that winning plays a part.
Winning matters, yep.
Yeah, but sometimes, they overdo it with that. But I do feel like the Boston Celtics, they're in 6 and they have a losing record. 15-16.
Excuse me, I did not know that. And I guess that's the same. I'm looking at Trae Young's numbers, and I know it's insane what he's averaging with
26-9.
Yeah,
but the Atlanta Hawks stink. They're 13-18, and they just can't beat 13-18.
But even averaging 29-6,
26-9,
26-9. Does that kind of point to the supporting cast?
No, it points to the thing that we talked about when we got to talk to Trae early in the season, and I asked Coach first, and then I asked Trae next, what were the things that he needed to do this year to ascend to that next level?
Okay.
Superstar level. And Coach ran down a bunch of things. But Trae was basically like, man, getting my team more wins. And that's just the expectation of the star of the team. Yeah.
Exactly.
This is the NBA. It's not Major League Baseball.
Yeah, exactly.
One player can affect the game. We watch it around. We've seen it around the league. Steph Curry, Damian Lillard, few guys around the league who are single-handedly.
Yeah,
without KD, Kyrie is there, but yeah, Harden did it for years. But there are guys around the league who are uber talented that have single-handedly kept their teams alive. We're watching it again this year, so I feel like, hey man, Trae Young, yeah, it's your time now. It's just no way that the Atlanta Hawks should be behind the New York Knicks, the Bulls, the Hornets. Come on, man.
They probably got the Rookie of the Year, though.
Well, Trae Young should be in the MVP candidates. He should be. That's what people thought about him being an all-star starter.
Are insane. And the Hawks, were they too much better than they were last year? It's like,
yeah, they got a couple upgrades. They got Gallo.
I saw an article where I guess somebody from the management came out and said Gallo and Rondo are considered like
bust.
Exactly bust.
Yeah, Rondo. Yeah, Rondo. Well,
I understand what the idea was behind it, but no.
Not for Trae Young.
Exactly. You don't bring him into that rebuilding situation expecting to get the best out of Rondo.
No, but again, hey man, it's the NBA, bro. They gave you the keys.
I feel I'm totally looking at Jason Tatum though as maybe the cat that could have been swapped out for Trae Young, and I know that.
But
these are both losing.
So you're
teams.
saying Trae Young would be your fill-in?
I would, yes. Trae Young would be my fill-in, but I would
Jason
like
Tatum
to see
is
him get the
averaging
nod over Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum is averaging 26, 7, and 5, shooting 45% from the field, 39 from 3, and 87 from the field.
Now, what's 87 from the free throw line?
Yes.
Now, what's Jaylen Brown doing?
Jaylen Brown is averaging right around the same. Like, they're both averaging 25 plus. Let me see. Jaylen Brown is averaging 26, 6, and 4, shooting 50% from the field, 40% from 3, 77% from the field.
And both of those cats putting up those numbers still don't have them, at 500.
No, they're one game below 500, but they're in the 6th seed in the East.
Whew, that's.
So you feel like one of those guys?
Yeah, I go under the same philosophy. If your team sucks, you get one.
I can agree with
You know
that.
what I mean? And because of that, I'm like, Trae Young gets the spot, man. Like, and the fans didn't deliver for him, but still, like 26-9 at the point guard position over there. And I've seen a couple of the Hawks games. I'm actually surprised their record is that bad because they go toe to toe with some of these top offensive teams.
But some nights didn't. But then the next night they'll get blown out by a dub to the Charlotte Hornets.
Yo, Clint Capella is having a decent season.
Right.
You know
Kevin Werder, they got some hoopers over there. John Collins, there's no reason that they should be as far down in the East as they are. Now, with that being said, I agree with you. I feel like the Boston Celtics should only get one in. But my replacement would be Domantas Sabonis from the Indiana Pacers.
Who's been nice.
The Pacers are in 4th in the East.
Facts.
He's averaging
can't overlook him.
22, 12, and 6. 53% from the field.
That's a snub, fam.
36% from 3, 70% from the field.
Come on, yo, real talk. I feel like this is a season that we're gonna have to start realizing. Is this the return of the big man? Like Sabonis, Embiid, Jokic, even Cantor. Like it's some really solid season being put together from the centers in the league this year.
And so I see Chris is saying that Sabonis should have been in over Nikola Vucevic.
But he's having a nice season over there in Orlando.
Let's see what he's doing. Nikola is averaging 24, 12, and 4, 48% from the field, 40% from 3, 84% from the line, and the Orlando Magic are 13 and 19.
So they're Atlanta Hawk territory. So yeah, Sabonis is a snub. I feel like that's the definition of a snub. Like, what's going on with that? Do we not watch the Pacers enough? What's the deal?
No, I think I would agree more with Chris. I feel like Vucevic should probably be the odd man out. Either him or Jason Tatum. If I had to take one, it would probably be Vucevic, even though I agree with what you said as far as if your team is Huff, you should only get one. And I feel like Jaylen Brown is having a better season than Jason Tatum. It's crazy to say that 25, 6, and 5 isn't a great season.
That is a full stat line for sure.
Yeah, so yeah,
that's a bonus. 22, 12, and 6.
I'm going with Sabonis as the
let me see who has him in my league. I'm gonna have to make that trade. That's nasty, but yeah, man. So basically, if it wasn't for one spot on the Eastern Conference, it's pretty much a solid selection of the 13 best players so far this year in the Eastern Conference, you would say.
That's in the East. I feel like Jaylen Brown, James Harden, Zach, Julius Randle obviously should be there.
Oh,
Knicks are in. They're below 500, I think, 1 or 2 games, but they're definitely above the Bears. Above the Bulls.
Yeah.
I think they might be 7th. If Boston is 6, I think New York is 7, and the Bulls are 8 right now. But Julius Randle is having an outstanding season, so he definitely deserves a nod. Ben Simmons, and whatever. You know how I feel about
That's
Ben.
That's another one.
Yeah, I would have taken Tobias Harris over Ben Simmons for the Philadelphia. I feel like they could get 2, and Tobias Harris would have been my second.
Ben Simmons, and although I think he's been better, shout out to Doc Rivers over there.
Mm-hmm.
He's totally been the 3rd best player in Philly.
And it's just that same 16, 8, and 8 every season. It's like, and it's not really a knock because, I mean, that's a pretty decent stat line for a guy whose skill set is limited. Very limited.
100%.
But I just feel like when the game is on the line, Tobias Harris is the go-to man. Obviously, Joel is the man. But Tobias Harris, if you need a bucket, you get a ball to Tobias
more
Harris,
versatile than
and he's
Ben
more
Simmons,
right,
for
and
sure.
he's gonna make that shot at the end of the game. So
Oh, yeah.
I feel like if there was another snub, I feel like he should have been there over Ben Simmons. He's having a better year than Ben Simmons.
Do you think say if you're Ben Simmons, how do you or what do you think? Do you think that's on his mind when he's there? Like, maybe I don't deserve this spot.
I doubt it.
We heard Lucas' comments about getting that that other guard spot over Dame, and he's like, "Look, I ain't been as cold as Dame this year," and that's interesting. I don't think I'm used to hearing athletes talk like that. I'm probably used to them saying, "Hey, I got spot, I deserve it." You know what I mean? So
and who knows? We don't know Ben, so we don't know what he's thinking. But I mean,
on the the other side of it, we know it motivates those players that may have felt like they got knocked out.
And I feel like Tobias Harris is, he's one of those guys. He basically flies under the radar, but I'm pretty sure that he feels like he's underrated. His numbers say something totally different, but I feel like he's having a better season than Ben Simmons. Period. Then I saw one of the guys I don't know if it was D Wade or who it was on NBA on TNT yesterday, but they said Chris Middleton. And it's like,
I saw that.
Yeah, it's like, Chris Middleton is cool, but no, he ain't. He got his just due last year. Like Giannis and Giannis.
100%. Yeah. Enough with the East though, man. What's going on with the Western Conference?
For the Western Conference, we got AD Anthony Davis for the Lakers, who's not gonna make it due to injury. Paul George from the Clippers. Rudy Gobert from the Jazz.
Gobert, okay.
Dame from the Portland Trailblazers. Donovan Mitchell from the Jazz. CP3 from the Suns. And Zion Williamson from the New Orleans Pelicans.
Those last two names, man. Are they the first up on the on the soil people's court? Like, what's Chris Paul's all-star resume, bruh? Because I'm feeling like if I didn't hear Devin Booker's name, I should not hear CP3's name.
And CP3 said it last night when they interviewed him after the game. He's like, I'll never take this, this All-Star game for granted. It's my 11th one. I work hard, put in all the work, and it's paid off for me. But he was like, our team goes with Book. Bottom line. So that was basically Chris Paul saying,
y'all kind of wild.
Y'all wild.
Thank you.
Right. And Book is averaging 25 a game. I think he's shooting a career high like 50% from the field. We know Book is one of the toughest shot makers in the league. 4 assists, 4 rebounds.
Yo, Devin Booker he just might be my favorite player to watch after Dame Lillard.
I love Dev.
You just know he's locked in every single day, G.
Yeah.
And if you look at the progress of that Phoenix Suns team, they've really carried the torch for what they did in the bubble. Did they lose a game?
No, they were 8-0.
Yeah, they went crazy in the bubble, and here they are. I think they're 10 games over 500, right in the mix of the Western Conference playoffs. And it's a ode to the maturity, G. The Phoenix Suns are kind of like how I kind of view the Arizona Cardinals. I told you I was watching a lot of Arizona Cardinals football this year.
Kyler
Murray. I feel like I'm doing the same with the Phoenix Suns and Devin Booker. Like, when it comes to that next wave of great players in the league, I feel like Devin Booker is checking all the boxes of, the last of the dying breed. It's like, oh, he got it. Like, he's gonna carry your team to a ship one day.
No, Dev is, he's a Kobe disciple.
Oh yeah, you can see it.
So he's
if it's time left on that clock,
yeah, you might be smoked.
Exactly. He's looking to kill you.
But I think the thing that's taking the Phoenix Suns and will take the Phoenix Suns where they're capable of going this year is them locking in on D. I think they got a much concerted effort on the opposite end of the court.
Woo.
And, DeAndre Ayton playing big, Mikal Bridges.
He flies so far under the radar, bro.
Yeah.
But he's another one of those guys that you can add to the resurgence of the big man. Like, he's a problem.
Then you add the vets. You add CP3. You add Jay Crowder.
At Jay Crowder, who honestly, I was watching him a couple of nights ago. Like, gee, this man just does.
That's
his
the
job.
guy you want. That's the guy you want on your team.
He's not gonna make mistakes.
Right.
He's gonna hit open shots.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then add on Monty Williams, and it's good to see him back out there doing his thing.
Great coach.
James Johnson, the GM over there.
Right. James Jones.
Yeah, James Jones is doing his thing.
They are. I'm happy. Earlier this season, the Phoenix Suns looked like they could. I wasn't really sure where they were headed, but these last like 2 weeks, I think they might be number 4 or 5 in the West right now, probably number 4. But they showed improved the last couple weeks, and man, when it comes down to it, when you got a guy like CP3, who, you know, like Barkley says, is probably the best leader in basketball, who, you know, CP3 is going to command attention while he's out there at all times. He can see the floor. I think he just passed the Big O with number 6 on the all-time assist record. I think he's like number 7 all-time in steals.
Man.
So CP3 is one of them guys, man. You know, and with a guy like Dev, you know, who you can give it to him and he's going to get a bucket however you need it. The Phoenix Suns could be a hard out in the offs.
I think they will be if they stay healthy. And one more quick thing on CP3. And I feel like one of the things I've come to really enjoy as I've gotten older and watched more of the league is watching really talented point guards get older in their career and how they're able to stay afloat and still be at the top of their game. Like we're seeing it with CP3. We saw it with Jason Kidd. For them to still be playing high levels at this point of their careers is great. I love watching CP3 play, man.
And CP3 also gave a nod to being plant-based. He said he switched up his diet.
He definitely, I feel like, has a whole different approach.
Yeah, and you can look at him and tell. And, you know, he said it's added some years, you know, onto his career. And CP3 is just one of those guys, man. He plays a certain way and he gives off a certain energy when he's on the court. But the things that he does off the court, you know, he represents HBCU like none other.
Love it.
Every night he comes into the stadium with a different fit on. Every night he's got a different university painted on his shoe.
It's off the chain.
Gives his time, gives his money. He's got a documentary with I'm not sure what school it is. Is it North Central? I'm not sure what school it is. It's an HBCU. It's on ESPN Plus. So I'm interested to watch that. And
the showcase? Or the documentary?
It's a documentary.
Because I know he's getting his master's from a HBCU as well.
Wow.
Yeah, because they asked him, it was like, CP3, you went to Wake Forest.
He went to Wake Forest, but he said his parents and everybody in his family are HBCU graduates.
And I think he's going after, you know, another degree or something at HBCU. So, man, shout out to CP3 and you know, what's going on in Phoenix, but still. Devin Booker probably will get that spot because AD is definitely not playing. I think he deserved that original recognition of being selected, though, for sure.
What about Zion Williamson?
And after I want you to be ready to tell me who else could have had this spot, because I'm going to tell you how I felt initially when I saw he was selected. I'm like, here's the NBA again, trying to push the next face of the league into the spotlight before it's time. Like, they got a taste of it with LeBron, but then they full-fledged went on and jumped behind Giannis a few years ago. I feel like before it was actually Giannis's time. And now here's Zion Williamson, who, yes, the man is built like the man is probably the strongest dude in the league at this age.
Averaging 25, 8, shooting 61% from the field.
Yeah. Well, he's averaging like 5 rebounds.
That's it?
Like 5-6 rebounds. Let's see. And I think that's the only stat that kind of stood out because I'm thinking, like you said, averaging 7-8 rebounds. And he plays the 4, and
what does he play?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And you see, I was like, yeah, he plays. He starts at the 4 technically. But
he's 25 and 7, 6.8. 25 points, 6.8 rebounds, shooting 62% from the field.
Shooting 62% from the field.
He got that one move to the left that nobody in the world can stop.
No, and everything's at the rim. So
I feel like AD is there. Let's act like AD is not hurt and he's gonna be an all-star.
Shoo-in.
Book obviously deserves to be there. So you're taking CP3 off.
Absolutely.
AD, Paul George, yes. Rudy Gobert, Dame Lillard, Donovan Mitchell, Chris Paul, Zion Williamson. You're taking CP3 off over Zion?
That's a good question because now I'm like, Because I totally feel like CP3 is deserving of an all-star spot. More like if somebody got hurt, though. I understand why Zion is in the game.
Me too, 100%.
I mean, you just need that storyline. You know what I mean? It's the next generation. Of course, we're going to be looking for opportunities. If Zion and LeBron end up on different teams, all we're going to hear about is all we're going to see is those face-up matchups, Zion, LeBron, Zion. They need that. But at the same time, I just don't know if he's had an all-star first half of the season. What's good with the Pelicans? Have they kind of
they're trashed.
Yeah, I know they lost. They had a couple of long losing streaks. I feel like individually, Lonzo's playing better. Zion is coming to his own.
B.I.'s having to say he's having the all-star. Yeah.
But the wins aren't there, man.
And it's an all-star game. We want to see highlights. We want to see dunks. We want to see Zion.
That's for sure. And that's when I sit back and I give my popcorn. I watch Zion. You know what I mean?
Too.
I got really no quarrel with Zion being in the All-Star game. And the only person I really feel like was snubbed is Devin Booker.
Devin Booker was the only snub. And if I had to take a choice.
So are we saying that they did a good job picking the All-Star teams?
Yeah, I think they were probably 95%, man. Okay. Shout out to the NBA. NBA All-Star. It's not All-Star weekend. It's All-Star Day.
All-Star Day.
Sunday, March 7th.
Sunday?
Yes.
Wow.
Sunday, March 7th.
So I saw Candace Parker and the whole NBA TNT team is in Atlanta now. So it's still kind of I feel like if you're in Atlanta, it's NBA All-Star Week.
Right now. It's been All-Star weekend for about 2 weeks now.
Players are turning up, getting ready to pop bottles,
Hey, man, let's take our 2:30 break. When we come back on the other side, man, I know we got a couple things to get into. You know, I got to get a word of the day, man. We ain't getting out of here without the word of the day. Spring training is in full effect. Cubs news, Sox news. We got a couple more things to discuss, man. So we'll get to it when we come back on the other side of the break. Ron Rilla, take us out, man. You're on the soil with the bigs.
WIFTBPM.
The Chicago Legal Network is the collaboration of attorneys that concentrate in many areas of the law most needed in Chicago neighborhoods. The CLN lawyers focus on personal injury, criminal defense, and other issues. The CLN lawyers all average over 20 years of legal experience and are dedicated to helping the Chicago community. The Chicago Legal Network is committed to developing black lawyers through mentorship and co-representation. So if you were injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or injured on the job, or you need assistance with criminal defense, including driving violations and DUI, check out ChicagoLegalNetwork.com for more information or call 773-912-3545. 773-912-3545.
Shop at Black-owned and operated Solo Beauty, where you are appreciated and respected. Located at 8158 South Cottage Grove, Solo Beauty can supply all of your black hair care needs. Solo Beauty is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday.
As I take a sip of this fifth that makes me shiver, you could probably sail a ship on this river full of liquor. We stay afloat where hope drowns in addictions, a potent mixture. This is the picture that depicts us. We live it up, giving what we were given, gave our all, refused to give in or give up, willing to risk it all. Gee, we lived on a tip drunk, dug deep in the trenches, shit, we knew what the risk was. But of course again, it's the same story when shots fired in the alley hit shorty valedictorian. Where's the support for him, the less fortunate? Another life lost, another day in court again. 20 years for the defendant for any sort of grin. Ward of the state, he was raised in the orphanage. To where it all began, the source of it. Empty cupboards, floorboards, no money for the store again. That's all he knows.
Just where I come from, all of what I've learned, most of what I've done, I owe it all to the people that I love. I hope you're proud of me wherever I go. I'm from.
It's all political, what you tripping for? The The richest ones get riches from the rituals. On the tip with hype, sippy toe. For a fix a blow, getting dough. Running every type of give and go. No Philip drumming in these different strokes. While we come up on these risky roads. Pray for a pot to piss in for the kitchen stove. Criminal capers just to get us on. Bagging up the same order that gets us gone. Thinking maybe one day we may hit that goal. Until then I'm outside until I flip this soul. Grabbing bagels from the sick go on Cicero. I see a visual of them people frisking, bro. Stretched out by a shorty with the grimace on. Sometimes it ain't even the money, it's the principle. Can tell you why we die, but what are we living for?
This is my city, just where I come from. All of what I've learned, most of what I've done, I owe it all to the people that I love. I hope you're proud of me wherever I go. I'm from.
Dissect the swisher, digest the liquor. The dialect is the elixir. To the listener, listen to this one. Listen, it's the change of the guard like the Pistons. Get scum soon as the fifth done. Now I'm numb with the skip sons in my system. They helpless, I can't help these guys. It's only two niggas fucking with me, myself and I. These are hustlers, envy my instinct. Instinctively I empty to nothing remains besides the remains. Father forgive me. It started so I finished, they departed dearly. I hear my name in all circles clearly. They feel me, the feelings, the flow is filthy. To the T-top, no I have no ceiling. Like the MC, I'm an MC. SS Gun, Funk Marshall Mac, Dizzle off a pillow in the.
We are back on the soil. About 30 minutes left in this installment of On the Soil, man. Thank you to everybody that's tuned in and joined the conversation. It's been cracking in the comments on Facebook, and thank you to everybody tuned in on YouTube.
No doubt.
Gino, you've been talking a lot about April 1st, man, and as we get ready to say goodbye to February and bring March in, you know that usually means it's spring training time, you know, for us.
Spring training is officially here, man. I think
it's here, but I feel like the conversation on the Cubs Zoom today, and it was my first time in the Cubs Zoom today in a long time, and from being on the White Sox side of things, the White Sox side of things.
You had it right.
You know, so the differences in how they handle things, I feel like is always pretty interesting from my perspective. I grew up a White Sox fan, but if I had to name a team that just does it the right way, you know what I mean, from being on this side of the sports industry, nobody does it better than the Cubs, you know what I mean? And I have no problem saying that because they have been instrumental in showing the bigs what we're supposed to be treated like. You feel me? So, and you tell me if you feel like this is a better way to handle things from your perspective. But on the White Sox Zooms, anybody that's been in Zooms in this pandemic, you got to raise your hand, and they call on you like reminiscent to school. Exactly. Same with the Bulls.
Raise your hand.
Yeah, don't speak unless you're called on kind of thing. You know what I mean? Which at first thought is understandable because it's just weird. Usually you get to sit in the room. Now you're in front of some kind of device. One of your voice to be heard, and you don't want to be disrespectful, all of that. But then I get over to the Cubs Zoom, and I loved it, Joe. It was open season. They didn't have a raise your hand feature. It was more, along the lines of a traditional press conference where whoever beat you to the punch got their question in, man. But what it kind of turned into, and the players actually, Jason Hayward spoke on it. He was like, so many things are still different. You know what I mean? And he was like, even in spring training, he's already kind of feeling the effects of the fact that it was a shortened season last year and that now it's a straight 162-game season. So it got me thinking, it's like, wow, even while we're trying to find a way to get back to normalcy, we got to keep in mind that there may be some extra adjustments that have to be made in the course of this baseball season. So that always puts me in a position like, okay, and of course, when it comes to baseball, you kind of are looking at it differently. Like, you're not too mad at how they start as opposed to how quickly they can get into the swing of things. You know what I mean?
Right.
So do you think that we kind of need to alter that thinking this season, and that that leeway needs to be a little, stretched out a little bit longer before we start judging this team? Because if you look at the Cubs, man, they have so many questions, and I like that they're saying we have to prove it to the fan base. We're not coming with expectations. We got to prove it. But, bro, they got so many questions that I don't know if they could all be addressed in like a 162-game season.
Well, the main thing that's set in on me is that, they're back to, and this is something that I stand on, they're back to a sense of normalcy, because those pro athletes are like creatures of habit. And we know that last year kind of threw everything for a loop. So guys weren't able to lock in to, their normal routines and
exactly
things like that.
And some of that is kind of back, but it's kind of like I think it's more of they're more comfortable with some of the new things that they have to do.
But just knowing that you're gonna play 162, like knowing that 60 games into the season, when I look up and I got 6 home runs, when normally 60 games, when I got 6 home runs, 60 games into the season, I still got another 100 left. And I know that, again, this is habit. It's like a yearly thing. It's like the same thing. So I feel like guys being able to get back into their normal habits, getting back into the normal swing of things, getting back to playing baseball in April, I feel like that's going to bode well for not just the Cubs, but for baseball overall. But the Cubs specifically, and going back to what you said, I feel like there was something Anthony Rizzo said in the presser Monday. Same question Russ asks all the time. It's like, how do you convince the fans that, they should be excited when you guys have basically failed the last 3 years? And Rizzo was like, we can't. Like, we have work to do. We have to go out there and show and prove. And I just feel like, man, Joe, Rizzo, Baez, Bryant, Contreras. You look around the league, there's not too many 4-man 2, 3, 4, 5s around baseball better than Rizzo, Bryant, Contreras, Baez when they're at their best. So I feel like they got a lot of work to do. I'm going to continue to stand on the fact that the NL Central is not good. The St. Louis Cardinals are going to probably be the team that they'll be fighting back and forth with this season.
They're a better team than they were last year.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's the only team.
Yeah. And I still feel like the Cubs can win 86 games and win the NL Central. Now, again, are we talking about competing to win a division, or are we talking about competing to win a world title? And obviously, you got to be competing to win a world title.
I feel like that is, what the Cubs are kind of, having a tug of war with. It's like, yeah, we got rid of, a few pieces, but are we, better than I think, or are we still taking steps backwards? I feel like we're going to see quickly with this Cubs team. Of course, it's always some stuff I want to bounce off you, bro, but I was watching the NBC Sports Sunday game or show, and they were talking about the impact that these videos or the video footage that Javi Baez is going to have a chance to get back, how impactful that's going to be to his career. And I kind of think this is an instance of a classic instance of Cubs trying to put lipstick on a pig. I feel like it's always one aspect that I kind of got to sit back and let Cubs fans be Cubs fans over. And this season,
so you think Javi's on a downward spiral?
I don't think that he's on a downward spiral. But if those videos meant
that
the
much
difference, but yeah,
I agree.
Then it's a problem.
I agree.
I
think it has to have some validity to it.
It has to, because I feel like in baseball, getting a chance to see what you're going to see when you get back up to the plate, it definitely helps. can't be the difference between you being good and Huff, though.
No, I agree. But again, that's why I said last season was a wash. I'm just calling last season a wash. No disrespect
I feel like
to the
I agree
Dodgers.
with you more than I usually did. Like, listening to the players, look back on that 60-game season.
Yeah, it was trash.
Yeah, like, it just was so abnormal.
It was trash.
Yeah,
and no disrespect to the Dodgers. They got it done when they were supposed to. Won the World Series. Shout out to them. But I feel like now that everything is, like we said, it's kind of, resuming back to the nature of baseball, man. Starting April 1st, 162 and 184, knowing your off days, pitching especially. Those guys, they had to, they were ramping up at a certain time. They were ramping up at a certain speed. Then they got the season shut down. Now you got to kind of scale back. Now you don't know, you don't know what days you're going. They already scaled back on the, they used to go 7 innings. Now they only going 6.
And the ball is already juiced.
Now they made an adjustment with the ball. The balls are different now. No DH in the National League. They are bringing back the 7-inning doubleheaders.
Pitchers are still batting, which is ridiculous unless it's Bartolo Colon. I mean, I still like watching Bartolo Colon at bat. Side note, did you see the video of him hitting this monster home run like in Cuba or something?
Recently?
He got, I think it was recently. He got on the field with some kids.
Okay.
And he completely smashed.
I'm sure.
But it was like some computer generated stuff. Like he smashed.
Looked like he hit it 600 feet.
It was like the legend of Bartolo Colon continues. Like, you remember the time Bartolo Colon hit a ball 700 feet?
I wouldn't be surprised if somebody signed Bartolo Colon and he popped up and threw an inning or two for somebody.
The oldest pitcher of all time to strike out the side.
Stop it, man.
Yeah, so, but yeah, man, but those are things I wish could have been changed, but I do feel like the fact that they're there says all you need to know. The players wanted it back. It is what they're used to.
Right.
It's how they grew up with the game, and right now they're not ready to change it. So
and just with Jake Arrieta coming back to the Cubs, we talked to Jake and he just said he had other offers, but he said, man, he just felt like it was only
it's like
right.
Okay. What were the other offers, Jake? And this is because I feel like I need to tell. I've been scratching my head at that one, bro. It's like you had Lester. I mean, so why, who I feel may be better at this point in their careers, he was coming for the low. Is this like an olive branch kind of situation? Like, look, we may have went too far with Lester, but we got Jake back. You know what I mean? And I want to be careful about placing expectations on the field with him. It's like, yes, the Cubs totally need a pitcher that can eat some innings. That's for sure.
Right.
Is Jake Arrieta that guy? Or has he get bust up in 3 or 4 innings?
They're talking about Jake being the number 2 option. And obviously Jake wasn't the Jake that we're used to, the Jake who probably had the best 1.5 run of any.
They maybe
any
let
pitcher.
him go a little too early. Maybe a year or two too early, maybe.
Yeah, they got what they wanted out of Jake, and he went and got the money.
Facts.
He went and got the money in Philly, and I don't fault him one bit. But now that he's back, he said he's completely healthy. He said, a lot of those health issues, when your favorite, when you favor something, then it leads to more and more injuries. So now that, especially with pitchers, it's all about mechanics. And we know about Jake. We know how, about his yoga and all of the different things that he did to get ready to play the game and be the best Jake he could be.
Oh, yeah.
And he said once the injuries started to pile up, it took a toll on him. And, it threw his mechanics off. And, when your mechanics are off, you're basically barbecue chicken.
Man, walking on thin ice every time you out there.
But when he returned from injury last year for Philly, like his last 3 or 4 games, he looked like the Jake Arrieta that we're known to love. So I feel like that bodes well for him coming back here this year and just having a sense of security, being back in a familiar setting, being back with familiar faces, being back to guys who helped him become the guy that he.
That was interesting as well. I saw what he said about leaving initially. It was like, maybe he said himself, like, man, when y'all are talking about leaving a place that feels like home to you, be careful.
Right.
Because money ain't the most important thing when that's the case.
And especially, come on, man, coming to know about it.
Come
Just
on,
coming to Wrigley
if you're
every
a
day.
baseball player and you get you get comfortable at Wrigley, no, you don't ever want to leave. You see Pedro Strop is back. So yeah.
You know, getting to take the bump every 5 days at Wrigley is something that you can't gloss over
at all.
And I feel like, again, whether Jake is the second man in the rotation, third, fourth, fifth, whatever he does, whatever part of the rotation he is, I'm with you. I definitely feel like he's a classic guy that can eat up innings, but I feel like he can definitely put his best foot forward and be a force for the Cubs.
Totally.
I don't think it's going to be 96, 97 on the gun, Jake.
Nah.
But 92, 93, 94, spots, change up.
And see,
curveball, Jake.
That's totally going to be Jake. And see, I feel like I can feel my big brother looking at me like, shut up, bro. But I'm going to tell you, the issue with that is that that's what everybody on the Cubs pitching staff is at. You know what I mean? Everybody's at 90, 91, 92.
Kyle Hendricks, Alec Mills, Jake, Trevor Williams. Trevor Williams is probably up around 94, 95.
Yeah.
But still, I agree with you. The way the league is trending now with, you know, most guys upper 90s.
Yeah, man.
I feel like the Cubs are definitely – but that's good. You know,
definitely coming kind of low in velocity, but still. I like what you said about the rest of his stuff. You know what I mean? Which I feel like is what made Jake Arrieta great. You know what I mean? So
yeah, no, it's gonna be interesting to see, man. It's still, like we said, they're still righty dominated, so I'm interested to see. You know, they got to get a lefty in there somehow, whether it's another sign. I don't know how they're gonna do it. Not sure what Jed has up his sleeves right now, but it's still
have at least something.
Still
right?
early in spring
Oh,
training,
very
man.
early.
You never know what these guys.
It's actually like it may be like hella early. I mean, like considering how Jed moves, just from looking at how he did with Theo, you know that they're always constantly looking at ways or things to do with this roster. So
and with them saying that, you know, Tom opened up the checkbook a little bit more.
Showing we gotta prove it to us.
Yeah, man.
We need to see them checks.
That's how you win baseball. That's how you win the World Series, man. Spend that money, bring those guys in, and let them flourish, man.
That is, you know, I feel like if we were teaching a baseball one-on-one class, what I would tell folks is the players who spends the most, the team that spends the most money on their team wins the championship.
Crazy.
But Gino, real quick, you know what I'm most excited about for this baseball season? It's the fact that we get to take the What's In It for the Black People audience through a baseball season how they should, you know what I mean, with black media members that can do it properly. I mean, I feel like for black audiences in Chicago, if you didn't grow up playing baseball or get, you know, introduced to Little League or something like that, it's so tough for you to get engaged in the game of baseball. But I feel like one of the effects we have on the people is we make it entertaining. So this season, let's start from game one. You know what I mean? Let's start from game one this year, y'all. If you haven't been a baseball fan, it's two reasons. More than 2, 3. We got other members on the team we're going to be doing special things with this year. We got more than enough reasons for you to dive into baseball and see what it's really about, man. I feel like that's one of the things I've enjoyed most over the last 5-6 years with you is diving into the baseball season over the summer. So my man is BBWAA official.
Hey, man, we got something special. We're going to kick it off early for you guys starting next week, man. We're going to tap into spring training. We got something on deck for the people, so make sure y'all lock in with us next week. May start on Monday, I'm not sure, maybe Wednesday, but definitely next week we got something special for Cubs fans. Hopefully, you know, we may be doing something special for the south side of things too, so just continue to lock in with us. And like T said, man, there's no baseball coverage like the bigs, man. We bring you guys up close and personal, and we put you right there in the smack dab in the middle of things, man. But before we get out of here, man, we got a couple minutes left. We got the guys, the brothers coming up next. Cousin 2, Herb Howard. I said what I said. The word of the day, man.
Drop it on the people.
Got to get the word of the day out today.
Let's get our vocab right.
Today's word. Ron Riller, make sure you tune in to this, man. Today's word of the day. Gullah.
Okay. Gullah.
Gullah.
Okay.
Gullah. Its origin is American English, and it's a noun. A member of a black cultural community living on the coast of South Carolina and nearby islands. Also, the Creole language of the Gullah, having an English base with elements from various West African language. It has about 125,000 speakers.
When you spelled it, I started to get the origins of it. Yeah, I mean, so run the meaning back one more time.
A member of a black cultural community living on the coast of South Carolina and nearby islands.
Wow.
Examples of Gullah in a sentence. Jess was lucky enough to be able to visit Gullah heritage sites on her visit to the Carolinas.
So do you remember the show?
You know what's, and I was just finna bring that up, T. That's crazy, because this is my, besides the show, this is my first time hearing that word again since then.
Yeah.
And now I understand why they called it that.
It was the basis of the show.
What show?
Gullah Island.
There was a show for kids when we was younger called Gullah Island.
Gullah Island.
And it was about a black family that lived on the island.
On the coast. And they had the yellow frog, though. I feel like if you saw pictures, you would ring a bell.
Okay.
But my twin brother and I, we used to go down to Florida for the summers. We got to see a taping of Gullah Island. So that's super dope. I'm like Gullah Island.
You guys were ahead of your time.
They were teaching us something back then, right?
Man, so we had it around.
Yeah, exactly. Like as soon as I'm like Gullah, is that the Gullah Island? That's exactly where my mind went. So shout out to that.
Word of the day, Gullah, man. Got to get that word of the day out, man.
I mess with. Shout out to you for holding it down.
And shout out to Disney for incorporating black.
Yeah,
Disney always been kind of cool with the black community.
Yeah, actual correlation. Like, yes, this is ours. Gullah,
it was a whole show, and it was a few seasons.
Oh yeah, and it was nothing but black people. You know what I mean? They were teaching like black culture on Gullah Island. You were gonna learn something, whether it be from song. Of course, you know how it was either song or dance. You know.
Okay, you know. However, you got to get that message across. Get it across, whether song, dance, sport.
Low key, I think you kind of look like the dad on Gullah. Come
on, man.
After the show, you definitely.
I spent a couple. Hey, man, they talk about the Creole language of the Gullah. Hey, I was down in New Orleans Baton Rouge in New Orleans for a couple years. So,
yes, sir.
Hey, man.
On that note.
We out of here, man. Shout out to Ron Rilla holding us down behind
producer.
the boards.
Yes,
Shout out to all the family members out there in the comments watching.
Real
YouTube,
family.
Facebook,
yes.
Gram, Twitch, Periscope, Twitter, whatever your social media vice of.
Definitely. Yo, shout out to my cousin Aisha. Her birthday is today. Salute. I love you. I know you're going to find a way to enjoy it. Happy birthday.
Shout out to you, cuz. Enjoy your day. And turn up, man.
Please.
On that note, we'll see you guys Friday. Like I said, man, make sure you guys stay tuned to the network. 3 to 6. I said what I said. 2 and Herb coming up next. Intellectual thuggery at its absolute finest. We appreciate all the family members, and you know what the bigs say, man. Stay playeristic, show love, spread love, stay away from the haters. Circulate the dollar with your people, man.
Do that as well.
It's very important to circulate the dollar with your people. Shout out to my boy Corey. I got more leaders getting probably anybody.
I got to shout out Dez and those guys at Fat Tiger.
Shout out to Fat Tiger, Dez, leaders, Fashion Geek, all our guys, man. These are our homies. These ain't just business partners and people. These are our true first day one homies. So shout out to everybody out there pushing the culture forward. Until Friday.
Till then.
We'll see y'all, man. Peace out. Keep it player, though, man. It's a lot of unplayer individuals out here running rampant, and we see you guys, man. Social media.
Got you under the microscope, man.
Yeah, man. Keep it player, man. Ron Rilla, we out, bro.
It's us.
WIFTVPM.
Ascension. Coming from a